and Dan. Honorable mentions. City High junior Allison Arnold. Let's learn from her. In my opinion, her resume is amazing. At age 17, a 4.0 GPA, membership in the National Honor Society, plus the school's International Baccalaureate program. She interns in journalism and in law. She's an active member of the Kent County's Young Women for Change. Will be an upcoming speaker for the Michigan Women's Foundation Luncheon. At last year's Mayor's State of the City address, she was acknowledged as one of Mayor Hartwell's champions in diversity. She volunteers at the Children's Museum, the GRCC's Diversity Learning Center. She's participated in the Keystone Youth Policy Summit on Renewable Energy at Western, hence future board member. City High's debate program. Plus, she is a member of the Environmental Club. Allison did just return from a service opportunity in New Orleans. This summer, she will be attending the Journalism and Media Conference in D.C. In her spare time, she loves her dog, Sadie, and I understand she's a great photographer. Supporting Allison today, her parents, Bob and Chris, and her assistant principal with City High, Matthew Gonzalez. Allison Arnold, come on up to the podium.
The true art of sustainability. Sustainability begins with responsibility, not only toward the environment, but toward oneself. With the explosion of information regarding living a green lifestyle, recycling and fuel-efficient vehicles, to melting ice caps and saving polar bears, the new push toward this so-called sustainability is booming in today's media, encroaching on the lives of everyone. But what are we supposed to do with this bombardment of knowledge in order to truly make a difference? The answer starts with sustaining ourselves, regardless if one even knows what the greenhouse effect is or even what sustainability is, so that we can be responsible and create a healthy world to sustain future generations. Personal experiences have formed my commitment to fostering a sustainable mind and body that can help the world flourish. Ordering a baked potato and a side salad as opposed to French fries is not a typical practice ingrained in today's culture of youth. But to me, it has always been a lifestyle. One could also say that having a life that revolves around maintaining exceptional grades and numerous extracurricular activities, opposed to a typical teenage social life, is also out of the ordinary. While I was joining every club, going to every community event, picking up trash, and gaining every travel experience I could grab hold of, I was not recognizing my limitations, and in the meantime had been endangering my health and my life. Thinking I was doing the best to sustain both the planet and myself, my perfectionism pushed me into a trap of anxiety, depression, and ultimately an eating disorder. How can one truly help sustain the environment and community without not only knowing, but practicing the art of caring for oneself, both mind and body? My poor and destructive lifestyle began to deteriorate me in many aspects of my life, putting me in the hospital March of 2011, diagnosed with severe depression and anorexia nervosa. The first days of reclaiming my self-awareness were some of the most significant times of my life. An aura of light illuminated how powerful the nutrients of food are to sustain not only the inner, but the outer body. It was as if my eyes were opening for the first time, and I was able to see the vast array of colors and possibilities in life. Everything fit together and seemed so simple, so beautiful, and so natural. The world offers all the necessary nutrients and tools to help its children grow, prosper, and make healthy choices in order to sustain future generations of like-mindedness. By nourishing myself and realizing my capabilities, I was ready for all that life had to offer. The adventures my feet would travel, the gardens I would plant, the mouths I would feed, and all of my obligations to Mother Nature. There is nothing to stop growth and prosperity if sustainable actions are made. With the realization of the power of nature's nutrients, I have now become an advocate for healthy food choices that support all components of the body. I have designed and developed my own organic garden, which has pushed me to learn more about the earth and implementing community gardens in Grand Rapids. The growing number of local businesses and farms in West Michigan that produce organic and natural food products and how they work together to sustain each other's businesses is making a profound impact on the community for embracing a healthy lifestyle. My own experiences regarding food and anorexia has instilled in me the desire to form a business based on the principles of wholesome food and an active lifestyle, to help people focus on the soul rather than the pressures of anxiety and society and its control over perfection and body image. Nature only exists through strength and cooperation, and healing from my eating disorder has given me the true wisdom to carry out this message. Following my discharge from the hospital was a school trip to Costa Rica to study the culture and ecological practices. With my new outlook on life, I knew that I was more than capable of taking on the adventure, where I could learn and be able to practice my new lifestyle. The experience in Costa Rica is exactly what I needed to gain an appreciation and awareness of the link between true happiness and Mother Nature. Whether it is as small as Grand Rapids or as large as the United States, the practice of sustainability reaches across borders, cultures, and languages as it travels deeply within what connects us all, nature. Costa Rica truly embodies its national slogan, Pura Vida, meaning pure life. In contrast to the United States, many nations have little commercial industry or even monetary funds, but rather use their natural resources to flourish. The boundless acres of farms and rainforest, plant-based meals, and the joy seen in the eye of nearly every Costa Rican reflects the cycle of all the components of sustainability working together. The rainforest sustains millions of organisms, whether microscopic or as large as the tallest trees, and the species are reliant on each other in order to grow, prosper, and support life. Since the Costa Rican people have a deep respect for their earth and treat it in a sustainable manner, it in turn nourishes them from its bounties and instills in them the passion for living a pure life. One of the local farms we visited on the trip is sustained not by money, but by natural resources. The animals are fed off of the land, and the crops are used to trade for other goods in the local market. The farm works with the students from the local Earth University, an international school focused on the environment, who created a biodigester to be implemented on the farm. Animal waste travels through the biodigester to fuel household appliances. The farm runs on little else apart from what the earth provides and proves that humans and nature can sustain each other without the use of industry, commercialization, or a vast sum of financial resources. Most Costa Ricans living with scarce commodities other than the great abundance offered by hard work and the earth's prosperity exude a sense of continual birth and renewal, a genuine happiness, a pure life that is vastly different from life in the United States. One can easily witness a U.S. businessman talking on a Bluetooth while hurriedly throwing a coffee cup into the trash can, despite the recycling bin lying right beside it. It is not that businessmen and coffee are evil, or that people of the United States are necessarily arrogant, but there is a lesson to be learned by cultures that do, in fact, live off of the land, working with it hand in hand. Having a high regard for time and taking moments to revel in the world's beauty is also an important mindset in order to truly enjoy the gifts that we are all graced with. Perhaps the Costa Rican Pura Vida comes from the act of sustainability, knowing of the continuous supply of nutrients, and that future generations will be able to learn and continue actions of integrity. The time following the trip to Costa Rica put me in harmony with myself, my environment, and the world. I gained further motivation to grow, as well as carry out my responsibility to share a strong sense of community based on the Costa Rican philosophy. Realizing that I cannot live up to my obligations without being healthy, I have now dedicated my life to making the right food choices and the right exercise choices in addition to recognizing my limitations and taking a hold of opportunities to strengthen the world. With the approach toward caring for myself, I've been able to hold various internships, plant an organic garden of vegetables and herbs, plan a trip to Vancouver, Canada for a conference on sustainability, and volunteer my time to organizations that help better society. It takes experience and understanding, not only the knowledge of renewable practices, to be able to carry them out to make a difference. And my experiences have been what has made sustainability such a vital component of my life. Through my experiences, I have realized that the sustainability of both the nature and the human race are intertwined and are reliant on one another in order to blossom and flourish. Identifying my illness as the enemy to my passions and being able to now dedicate my time toward renewable projects has made healthy and sustainable actions an integral part of my life. Whether it is advocating for the awareness of eating disorders, traveling and learning, or implementing gardens and forming business ideas, my hope is to prove how each component of nature's fruits can achieve beauty. Making a difference cannot occur by only doing for one's environment, but by also taking responsibility from within. And that is where the true art of sustainability begins.